Happy New Year. We've officially entered 2026, and before you start setting any New Year's goals, making your vision board, or doing your vision board journal like I am, I want you to ask yourself a really important question, assuming that you want those goals and manifestations to become a reality. That question being, who are you becoming while you chase these goals? Because if you're still wired in traits like survival or lack, those traits and patterns are going to follow you all the way through 2026. Truth is that every result in your life comes from who you believe you are. So if that identity hasn't shifted, neither are your outcomes or your reality. And if you're not familiar with me, hi, I'm Candace. I'm a certified spiritual life coach and a nervous system and manifestation guide. And these are just a few things that I'm doing before I set my goals and before I do my vision board journal, so that I'm stepping into it with a very clear, defined version of exactly what I want in 2026. Because this year is all about alignment, not hustle. This year, we are not chasing the life we desire. We are becoming the version of us that attracts it naturally. In order to do that, first we have to get down to exactly who we are right now. What beliefs, emotions, patterns, habits, etc., that we have right now in our current reality. What we are letting go of, our desired reality, and how we are going to shift the identity to attract that desired reality. Yes, I came with notes. And in order to do this effectively for myself, I really have to lay out a detailed path. So in order to do that, I created the Aligned Identity Map. Here's mine. I did it. Basically, it's a series of questions that go over that kind of really help you get to the root of yourself, your nervous system, your emotions, your purpose, your career path and contribution to the world and others, your health, energy, and rhythm. It also has integration at the end, so how you're going to really identity shift into that person. Now, the Aligned Identity Map is available right now for $7 on my website, and the link's up by my bio if you want to do it for yourself, so that you can walk in to 2026 with a very clear, calculated, precise vision of exactly what you want to come out of 2026. But these are a few of my favorite things that's on it, so you can kind of get a good visual of where I'm going with this. What qualities define the version of me that I admire the most? What beliefs about myself am I releasing? What does emotional safety feel like in my body? How does my future self respond to stress? What environments help me regulate and expand? What thought patterns am I outgrowing? How does my becoming self speak to themselves? What feels meaningful to me? What kind of success feels aligned? What daily rhythms support my energy best? What habits feel aligned for me now? What is the daily routine? And I'll kind of show you an example of mine. What hobbies and interests am I pursuing now? What are you doing to expand? And then there's statements at the end that really help anchor you into this new identity. Now, I created an entire daily routine of who my highest self wakes up and acts like, what time I get up, what I do in the morning, what my afternoons look like, and exactly what my evenings look like. And all of these honor my body, my energy, my growth, my expansion, my financial growth, etc., etc. You get the idea. But I want you to be intentional for your life. Say you want to be a millionaire, right? You want to become a millionaire. Millionaires don't lay around bed rotting all day, not taking care of themselves, not reading books, not expanding, sitting around with the woe is me. Millionaires don't do that. What do you do? What do you do when you're living in your highest timeline? What does your day look like? How do you dress? How do you take care of yourself? How do you speak to yourself? What's your money look like? Speaking of financials, if money is high on your radar for 2026 like it's on mine, on top of the Aligned Identity Map, I really wanted to dig deep into the financials. So I made the Aligned Identity Money Edition so that we can do the same thing but with financials. So now that we've laid out exactly who we are, what we're leaving behind, and what we're becoming, let's get hardcore into the money. Again, I did this too. It's just a digital download. It's like a series of questions, but this also has integration and embodiment practices to help you really shift into that new financial identity. Now, this too is available on my website as well. It's also only $7. There is a bundle of 3 that has the self, money, and relationships. But right now, this year, I'm focusing on myself and money in particular. But if relationships is something that you're digging into, I have that for you as well. The money edition one is going to go over your current financial reality, your patterns and beliefs, blockages and nervous system, and how it feels about the money, your self-worth, receiving and deserving of money, and then we have identity shift, how we're going to shift into that new financial identity, and then your goals and desired reality, and then we have integration statements that help you achieve that. My favorites from this are, when I think about money now, what are the emotions associated? What I learned about money growing up, financial patterns I noticed repeating in my life, my nervous system associates money with, I feel worthy of financial abundance when, the financially aligned version of me believes, the old money identity I am releasing is, short-term financial goals, which is 3 to 6 months, and long-term financial goals, which is 1 to 5 years. Financial freedom to me looks like, and then one aligned action I can take this month is, I commit to show up financially by. Those are just some examples. So with that being said, babes, if you want your manifestations or your goals to become a reality, then you need to really dig down deep and figure out who you have to become to attract those and to hold those and to receive those.